If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
You know, he supposedly has been working, and so we'll see. But you know, that's the thing. They're on their time right now, and you know, so you know, I know Chad learned a valuable lesson from last season, and hopefully he will not have a repeat of that, because he needed to have the ankle cleaned out. He didn't get it cleaned out until the middle of June. Then we come in and he gets the shoulder injury in camp, so that sets him back. So there's some things there last year that really kind of set him back in the season. And he fought through them, and he's a tough guy, and he played through it. And then at the end of the year, he tweaked his knee, and so he wasn't able to play the last two ball games.
When you said he supposedly, he just told you, or
right? Yes, he's not been. You know, he's been in Miami, but he's not been, you know, on the world tour as he's done in recent off seasons.
So he didn't go to London or after. That's a good sign, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if there's the market anymore.
I know. Worried about his shoulder, coach? Did he?
No. He said he just continued to strengthen it. There should be no issue. A lot of guys have that shoulder problem and never have anything done with it because they don't want to have a surgery.
Well, I mean, isn't that the most valuable lesson when you say I don't think there's a market anymore? I mean, a couple of years ago, there certainly was a market. That's probably the most valuable lesson that maybe I would hope you learned.
You would think, but again, I can't. You know, it's hard for me to sit inside his mind and figure things out.
Are you and he pretty close?
Very close. Very close. But you know, he's a young man who's got to make some decisions with his life and his career, and you know, and I can't let our closeness get in the way of us winning football games.
So you had emphasized the combine. I think you said it's important that you and Carson. You said you and Carson can handle, you can take care of that.
Well, Carson is very close with him and knows that the two of them together are pretty doggone good. And you know, Carson knows he's a fine football player, and we need Chad to play good, and Chad needs Carson to play good.
Is it easy to believe that you're closer to winning based on Miami and based on teams turning things around quickly? And I mean, maybe I could even talk to you about the 96 and 97 Ravens and how quickly in a year or two you can make it happen. And you know, the key elements are quarterback, and you've got that.
Well, the key, I mean, you have to have a quarterback. You got to take care of the ball, and you got to defend. You got to play defense. You can't allow explosive plays on defense, and you can't allow people to run the ball down your throat. And so we were able to, you know, eliminate both of those things a year ago, which helps you play better defense. And you saw the defense come around that way. And as you go into this season, some more guys. We'll get some of the guys back that we played about half the season without on defense, and hopefully they'll understand their schemes and responsibilities better than they did a year ago. We'll add some more firepower to the defense again, and that'll be good.
When you're looking at team needs between offensive and defensive line, is there one that you think is
well, I think we no doubt we got to develop some more depth on the offensive line, and whether it be depth and the guy emerges as a starter, or however it comes about, Charlie, between now and the draft, you know, I think we're going to continue to work, and there's still some guys available. We've got some irons in the fire still with some players, and on the offensive line, and then we'll continue to tweak around the defensive line. We need to be able to, both with our guys that we have, and then with the addition, obviously, of the draft, is we got to get better at rushing the passer. We got to be more productive at rushing the passer. And I think that's a progression. That's a progression from learning to play the run and being responsible enough to play the run to now making the conversions to become pass rushers. And I think that's a maturity thing.
Linebacker? You obviously have one really player. Where is that?
Well, I feel good there, you know, where we are at linebacker. I mean,
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.